This has Devils fans all fired up as the team is headed back to the postseason on the backs of not only some of the key players, but their goaltender Jacob Markstrom, and under the regime of first-year head coach Sheldon Keefe. I'm Ryan the Goose Gosiker here with you on Devils Digest, trying to bring you the latest and greatest Devils content. We're going to break it all down and how the New Jersey Devils are headed back to the postseason, and they will have a chance to win Lord Stanley's Cup. But first, I want to give you a chance to be one of the first subscribers here to the channel. Go ahead, hit that subscribe button, and we'll get right into the show. Now, so much was made this season of the New Jersey Devils and their ups and downs and their ebbs and flows, and they're the roller coaster of the NHL, up and down and up and down. They lose Nico for 6 games. They lose Jacob Markstrom for 5 weeks. They lose Jack Hughes for the season. They lose Dougie Hamilton, presumably for the season, although he has resumed skating. They lose Jonas Siegenthaler for the season, although he has presumably started skating again. So the Devils have lost a lot of key parts to their roster, and they have yet found a way to have 89 points to clinch a playoff spot. Now, we will get to why I'm fired up and why I'm pretty aggravated at the way they were able to clinch this playoff spot. But nonetheless, the respect needs to be given to this Devils roster who have fought and clawed their way into the postseason. And man, oh sweet, it is just so good to be back in the postseason. The New Jersey Devils have clinched, and of course a little wordplay here by the Devils Twitter account. You cannot, that's the NJD is what's missing. It's not the playoffs without NJD, and those are the letters coincidentally missing. So in case you weren't able to get the joke. But the Devils certainly having a good time. They clinched. Now, I mentioned that I was pretty upset about the way in which they clinched, and that was via a Rangers loss. Now, you would say, Ryan, you're a Devils fan. Why would that upset you? And I would simply say because I don't like relying on other people. I don't like relying on other teams, specifically in sports, to get it done for you. However, when it's your rival and they have to lose for you to get into the postseason, I guess I can overlook it. It isn't that bad, right? I mean, it's pretty awesome, the fact that the Rangers lose, although it almost found you in a spot rooting for the Flyers, and really you weren't rooting for the Flyers to win. You were just rooting for them to get to overtime with the Rangers, but they just so happened to beat the Rangers, and we'll see how the Rangers fare if they're able to make the postseason. But the New Jersey Devils are headed back there thanks to the Rangers, and really a poor performance against Boston. They had a chance to clinch that in front of their home fans at the Rock, and they were unable to do so. But this team, as I mentioned, is headed back to the postseason for the first time in 2 seasons, when they were able to upset the New York Rangers in the first round and lost to the Carolina Hurricanes. I believe that was a 5-game series, pretty quick. Devils were out of gas. I remember the NHL scheduling was brutal on that. They scheduled game 1 not a full 48 hours even after game 7, which obviously was very emotional for New Jersey, being at home, playing the Rangers, game 7, all that good stuff. The 2 best words in hockey, game 7. So the Devils now will get a chance. They know their opponent. Okay, they know exactly who they're going to face. They are going to face the Carolina Hurricanes in round 1. Now, I'm not here to take you through a series preview. My colleague Aiden Barrett has that for you. He's going to and always does an excellent job. So stay tuned and check out his video on the full series breakdown. But man, I get excited because these 2 teams, they just don't like each other. And I like hockey teams, and this is going to sound so basic and so generic, but I love hockey teams that just don't like each other for whatever reason. There's no real reason for New Jersey and Carolina to be in some sort of rivalry. It doesn't make any sense. As far as I know, our governors get along. Okay, I don't say too many bad things about people from Carolina. Okay, but for some reason, in this sport has just become a rivalry for whatever reason. And I know I'm not going to get into the whole Devils fans, Canes fans, all this stuff. Everybody says bad things on each side. Okay, so nobody's excused in this scenario. But it's weird. How did this thing kind of become a rivalry? Now they play in the same division, but where did it grow? And now, now they get to play it out in a 7-game series this season, with both teams kind of having some big question marks in terms of the Devils, obviously without Jack Hughes, I should say, and potentially without Dougie Hamilton, Jonas, Siegenthaler. We'll see if one or either is able to return for this series. But Carolina's had a kind of weird year too. Where have they kind of been? They made the Rantanen trade, and then they traded Rantanen away. It kind of a weird year for Carolina. These two teams, 2-2 in the season series, both teams winning games at home. So I think it's going to be a great series, and it's going to be a lot of fun. Like I said, I'll let Aiden Barrett get into the nuts and bolts of the whole series and all the good stuff. But certainly Stefan Nason coming over from Carolina, Brett Pesce coming over from Carolina. Those are going to be two big impact guys for the Devils going into this series. And man, it is just going to be a lot of fun. There's not much better in life than playoff hockey. So I can't wait. Can we just drop the puck already? I mean, I know the Devils got a few games here. I believe they have 4 games left or so. I just drop the puck in the postseason already, would you? And while we're talking about the postseason, I do want to give a huge shout out here on the back half of the video to the Devils head coach, and that would be Sheldon Keefe. Interesting stat. He's never missed the playoffs. He made it each year in Toronto. Now we know he never got to a conference final in Toronto, but he's never missed the playoffs. He never missed it in Toronto. And according to another tweet that I read, I'd have to go back and check the game logs for this, but he's reportedly never missed the playoffs at any level he's ever coached. So Sheldon Keefe knows at least how to get his team to the playoffs, and maybe that's his thing. Maybe he's able to help get them to the playoffs where the team just kind of has to finish it from there. I don't know, but Sheldon Keefe has been a breath of fresh air this year. There's been some things I like, things I don't like, things are obviously going to be, he's going to be back next year, obviously. He's done a great job this year, but hey, let's not forget, Lindy got a short hook too. And I'm not saying Sheldon Keefe is going to be Lindy Ruff. Don't start putting me out there on billboards and saying, beat this guy up if you see him. But what I'm saying is you got to see it multiple years in a row, right? Buck Showalter won Coach of the Year for the New York Mets, and then he was fired the next year. Brian Daboll won Coach of the Year, won a road playoff game in his first year as a head coach, and then has done what since? Absolutely nothing, and is picking once again at the top of the draft. So what I'm saying is, and we know a head coach shelf lives in the NHL are much shorter than they are in any other sport. So what I'm saying is just, Sheldon, congratulations. Another year in the postseason for you. Put it on the resume. Now it's time to see if this team can do some damage, and I can't wait. And I can't wait for Aiden Barrett to release his video on the full preview of this. It's going to be so exciting. And the Devils, again, clinch a playoff spot thanks to the Rangers' loss to the Flyers, which was just miraculous, if you ask me, and was fun to watch. But thank you for helping us clinch, because obviously the Devils couldn't take care of business against Boston, in which they were just absolutely putrid. I mean, that was just a gross game to watch. I was actually not on site. My brother took the tickets, and I had to apologize to him because I felt bad. So certainly it's going to be interesting down the stretch here for the Devils. So we appreciate everybody tuning into the channel. Thank you to all our listeners, watchers, whatever you're doing with this content. We appreciate you. Leave us a comment. What do you think? What are the Devils' chances against Carolina? Where do they stand in your mind against a team like Carolina? Can they make some noise? Can they win that first round matchup? I'm not going to tell you my prediction because I'm sure I'll have another video on it soon. So everybody, we'll catch you next time on Devils Digest.